Hey, what's up, Plus Ultra fam? It's me, Plus Ultraman, and today I'm extremely excited to finally be doing a what if on my all-time favorite Dragon Ball character, Piccolo Jr. Now, I'm specifying that this is Piccolo Jr. because a lot of people forget that Piccolo, as we know him now, is the offspring of the evil King Piccolo that was Kami's original evil half, that was defeated by Goku when he was around 16. So I actually got to thinking, what if the ideological change that Piccolo Jr. went through in Dragon Ball Z came forth a lot earlier than it did in the original timeline? The biggest question is how, and I have a theory for this. Now, keep in mind that what we know about Namekian reproduction is very limited, but we know it takes place asexually, and in the case of King Piccolo giving birth to Junior, it is also possible to impart memories and influence onto the children. The best example of this is Junior having hatred towards Goku and humans when he was born, and even some of the abilities that Piccolo had, like the clothes beam. Remember, King Piccolo exploded after Goku rammed that hole through his chest, and I think this was because there was residuals of Goku's ki left in King Piccolo. And I imagine this Namekian ability to influence your offspring is done through ki control. But Elder Guru does not seem to be able to reproduce children that have his memories, or he does and we just had not seen it. Either way, there's a very simple way to stop this before Piccolo Jr. is born if this is the way it goes. Goku's ki. So in this timeline, let's say that Goku put more ki than he needed to, and all King Piccolo was able to do was create Junior in his egg and spit it out, but not able to impart his evil will on him before he exploded. So as soon as the egg is launched from King Piccolo and Kami is able to sense that the other half of him now has no evil in his heart, he has Mr. Popo go and retrieve the egg and bring it back to the lookout. By the time Goku arrived at the lookout and began having his test with Mr. Popo, Junior would have been hatched and been greeted by his new father figure in Kami and given clothes to wear. Then, when Goku is introduced to Kami, Piccolo Jr. is there with him, and he regards Goku with a very curious expression. Kami would then explain to both Goku and Junior the situation, and Goku being himself would be perfectly fine with it. If anything, he'd be extremely happy to have a strong rival to train against. Now, Piccolo Jr. on the other hand, really doesn't know how to act. It's just been revealed to him that Goku killed his father, but he didn't know anything of his father, nor did he really see any kindness from his father. It was Kami who has been kind to him, not Piccolo Sr. It's a very similar situation to how Goku cares more about Grandpa Gohan than Bardock. It was Gohan who fed and cared for him, not Bardock, or at least in Goku's experience, he never saw Bardock doing these things for him. Granted, he never wished either back, but that's because this is Goku we're talking about. And so, Piccolo Jr. would just accept this and decide to be obedient to Kami and train with Goku, who still gets to train with Kami as Kami thinks it would be good to have strong protectors on the planet, regardless of if there was an impending threat or not. And he still wants Piccolo Jr. to train because even though they are tied together and if Piccolo were to die, Kami would die as well, the best way to prevent this is just make Piccolo harder to kill. And as for the training itself, it goes the exact same way that Goku's training with Kami went in the original timeline, just with Piccolo there. The biggest difference is, concepts like ki sense and meditation come much easier to Piccolo, and he will be able to pick them up faster. And I think seeing that would push Goku to pick them up faster, or he might even be able to ask Piccolo how he's doing it. While for Goku, physical training and sparring with Mr. Popo come easier to him, and that way he can help Piccolo with the physical parts of it. With this camaraderie and rivalry, the two are able to grow faster and stronger, and they would definitely be stronger than they were in the original timeline. Now, something to keep in mind is, this Piccolo is a lot like the Piccolo we get at the end of Dragon Ball Z. Just a bit more confident, due to Goku's influence. He's kind, quiet, and gentle, yet he still has that warrior spirit that he's known for. And he looks up to Goku a lot, even though he's actually taller than him around a year and a half into their training. Remember, Piccolo at the time of fighting Goku for the first time was only 3 years old, meaning within a year and a half's time, he would have been about the size of Goku as a teen. And so, moving 3 years and going to the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, we see that Goku, when he meets up with Master Roshi, Bulma, and the others, is accompanied by Piccolo. And the shock of seeing Goku grown up is overridden by the horror of seeing Piccolo return. But I'm sure Goku would have been warned of this inevitability by Kami, and makes it a priority to introduce Piccolo Jr. and explain the situation immediately. And the fact that Piccolo is so polite and Goku so calm around him really placates everyone. Remember, Tien and Chaozu weren't the best guys, and we let them hang around, so I imagine everyone would let it go. That being said, Tien is the only one who isn't completely trusting of Piccolo after Goku's blessing. But with Goku's blessing, he'd relax and simply keep 3 close eyes on the Quiet Demon. And after signing up, Chi-Chi, still not known by her actual name, still gets mad at Goku for not recognizing her or remembering his promise. And as usual, the preliminaries are still a breeze for everyone in the story that matters. Tien also still has Chaozu to splice the numbers, so no one fights each other in the prelims, meaning he still gets taken down by cyborg mercenary Tao, though in the quarterfinals, Tien still beats Tao pretty easily. Also, Hero doesn't enter the tournament. Kami has no real reason to enter because in this timeline, Junior is not a threat, meaning Yajirobe in his disguise makes it into the quarterfinals. After Tien defeats Tao, Goku faces off against Chi-Chi, and the two of them have their reconciliation, though the entire time, a curious Piccolo is constantly asking Krillin and Yamcha about the whole marriage and love thing, and they give him a pretty good understanding of the concept after a while. Then, Krillin and Piccolo face off, and this match is much more friendly and jovial, as Piccolo here is much more respectful and less cruel, but Piccolo still leagues beyond Krillin, even more so than the original timeline, after having a training partner. So Krillin does go down, but it was a really good match and very friendly, and it builds Krillin and Piccolo's relationship to be pretty positive from now on. Yamcha would then face off against Yajirobe, and I think Yamcha would win this time as, again, Yamcha's the best character in Dragon Ball FighterZ, so he's gotta come out on top, right? But seriously, I think Yamcha would be a better martial artist than Yajirobe is. That's just my opinion, and in the Daizenshu books, he is considered stronger, so I'll be letting him come out on top in this instance. We then move on to the semifinals with a rematch between Goku and Tien, and it's still just as good as it was in the original timeline, though Goku is holding back by a bit more, as again, he and Piccolo have gotten stronger in this timeline. Goku also still has his weights on, which are a bit heavier in this timeline, as again, Goku has gotten stronger and Kami wouldn't allow him to take it easy. Besides, Piccolo's weights are a bit heavier than Goku's, and Goku wouldn't want to be beaten by his new rival. So, after taking his weights off, Goku is even faster and soundly defeats his three-eyed rival, regardless of the multiform technique, which remember, divided Tien's power in four. Piccolo, however, takes an interest in this technique, but saves that for later. After this loss, the fire under Tien is lit even hotter, and he might even consider going to train with Kami, seeing how far Goku and Piccolo Jr. have gone with Kami's training. Piccolo's next match with Yamcha will be very similar to his match with Krillin, only here, Yamcha unveils his Spirit Ball technique, and Piccolo is again very impressed with humans. Seeing them this strong without Kami's training is remarkable, and he was probably under the impression that only he and Goku would be even close to this level. But again, the Green Demon comes out on top, leading to the legendary showdown between rivals, and in this timeline, brothers. The Piccolo Jr. vs. Goku fight is still great, and the two have a lot of fun going all out on each other and testing each other to the limit. The best part is there is absolutely no malice like in the original timeline, and we also don't see a giant form Piccolo, though I'm sure Piccolo is aware of it. But we still do get the first Super Kamehameha of the series, though Piccolo is much more prepared for it, as he and Goku have spoken about it before, and he counters it with an attack of his own called the Dragon Bullet, which is an homage to Kami, but Piccolo's way of adapting to name techniques early in the series. Here's something to keep in mind, and one of my favorite aspects of Piccolo as a character. He is probably the most innovative character in the series when it comes to named attacks, only second by Vegeta, who has just as many named attacks, I think. I'm sure it's no problem for Piccolo to come up with attacks that are not from King Piccolo. Kami also doesn't interfere, and Piccolo doesn't use his super explosive wave, so the ring isn't too damaged in the fight. The fight up till now has been pretty deadlocked and even, until Goku lands his first meteor combination, and after flying as high as possible, ramming into Piccolo head first using the foot Kamehameha, and both are knocked unconscious, but Piccolo passes out first, meaning Goku will be the winner of the hard-fought battle. After the battle is over and eating sensu beans, Goku and Piccolo are very eager to get back to training and have a rematch. But for now, Goku has to go marry Chi-Chi, and the next 5 years are going to be very interesting. The first big change is that Tien seeks out Kami and goes back to Korin's Tower and climbs all the way up to the lookout to see if Kami will train him. Secondly, Goku now has a partner to train against and even interact with Piccolo. Piccolo is just as strong as Goku, and it gives him a good reason to stay training, because they are rivals. And Piccolo is a whole lot smarter than Goku, and has learned what love and marriage means, and will probably explain this to Goku and convince him to start working to provide for Chi-Chi, which makes Chi-Chi incredibly happy, and would make her and Piccolo's relationship very positive. I also feel like Piccolo could suggest that Goku take up farming as an occupation to make money. Remember, Namekians are natural farmers, and with Piccolo's help, maybe Goku could make a real profit off the occupation. Hell, the best way to motivate Goku is through training. So, make farming into a training exercise. Or, you can even go the Naruto route and have your multiform duplicates do the work while you train. Another change is when Gohan is born, Chi-Chi is still very serious about his education, and has a better relationship with Goku, so she's a lot less obsessive about it. Piccolo is also very interested in Gohan. Remember, Piccolo is very young and still learning about things. So Chi-Chi takes this time to educate Gohan and Piccolo. Remember, Piccolo is about 6 or 7 human years right now. This has the added effect of making Gohan and Piccolo very close, like they are in the original timeline, just much faster. Remember, Piccolo kind of looks up to Goku as an older brother, and I think Gohan would kind of have that same relationship, only thinking of Piccolo as an uncle in this time. At the end of the 5 years, in age 761, Piccolo, Goku, and Gohan fly out to Kame House. Gohan the only one using the Nimbus, as Goku can fly much easier in this timeline, and the entire thing with Raditz showing up still happens. Now here's the big change. Raditz has an incredibly hard time dealing with the other 2 alien warriors because they are much stronger. Remember, Goku and King Piccolo at the time of fighting the final time were around the 280s in power level, and after 3 years of training, Junior and Goku are much stronger than that, maybe in the 350s or so. And after 5 years, got to their first stated power levels in the entire series of 416 and 408 respectively. But again, they're stronger in this timeline and would have probably already been in the 400s at the end of the tournament. And Goku would have gotten a Zenkai boost after that, still keeping the gap between him and Piccolo. But remember, Piccolo has a very positive effect on Goku in this timeline. The two have been able to train together over the next 5 years, and it's implied in the original timeline that Goku got very little training in during the time skip because of Chi-Chi and her keeping him busy with work. But because Piccolo has had such a positive effect on their relationship, Chi-Chi would be much more lenient on Goku training, and the two get to train, as well as gain Zenkai boosts and spar over time. So with that in mind, Goku and Piccolo have had training partners, normal gravity, and probably not too much time spent on training, but still enough to make an impact. I want to put them both at 605 and 610 in power level respectively. And with that and much better teamwork, I think they beat Raditz easier, and nobody is killed. Well, except Raditz. See, even though Goku wanted him to live, I'm sure Piccolo, with Kami's blessing, would deem him too dangerous to be let go, and would end him against Goku's will. But not before the warning of more Saiyans coming that are stronger than Raditz is given. But that, plus Ultra Fam, is where we'll be leaving this storyline off for now. But I have a question for you. How would you like to see Goku and Piccolo train for the next year? Now, I think they can both be permitted to go into the other world to train with King Kai. And even if they're not, I'm sure they could stay on Earth and maybe train with the other Z fighters. Or they could even use the Room of Spirit in time. The answer is up to you guys, so vote in that poll. And as always, go beyond plus Ultra. We'll see you next time. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And thanks for watching.